Day 11, my potatoes is ready, but first I check my mail and I have 2 mails. The first mail is for my mom. She found an envelope with some money that Grandpa left for me. And the second mail is for Robin to find an axe that she lost. I start harvest my potatoes, and I start to preparing the land for the crops that I will buy when the Pierre shop will open. I go to Pierre's shop and I buy 110 cauliflower seeds. I go back to my farm to plant them all. I run completely out of energy, so after I plant them all, I go to sleep. My farming skill upgrade to level 3. Day 12, I see my pickaxe is ready, and I check my mailbox. I realize the egg festival is tomorrow. So I continue by watering my crops, and I go to Clint to take my copper pickaxe. After I visit the Joja Mart to buy a membership. I go close to the cave and I start fishing a little for some fish that they will give me energy. That way I can go more deep in the cave. I start craft some furnaces and I place them inside of the cave. That way I can farm and melt the metals together. I start for 34 and I go until 49 that I get beat up by a beautiful slime. Mara find me and by surprise I lost only 3 slimes. So I go to sleep and I got level to foraging. Day 13 is the egg festival, so I start my day by watering my crops and I go to the village. I buy some strawberry seeds and I start the egg hunt. And of course I win and they reward me with a straw hat. After that I go to sleep. Day 14, I start my day by watering my crops. After I fishing a little for food before enter the cave, and I find treasure with diamond inside. I start for the floor 45, and I start go down and down until floor 57, and the time is 1 a.m. so I need to go back to my farm. But unfortunately, I passed out outside of my house. Well, now my combat is level 2. Day 15, I start my day by watering my crops like usual. After I start selling some ores that I find yesterday because I passed out before I sell them. When I was going to the town, I realized the salmon berry around. So I spend all day long by running around and collecting as much salmon berry I can because, for start, is the best food that can help me to go more deep in the cave without need to fishing or buy food before start to go more deep in the cave. Also, when I was take whatever I find in front of me, I find the lost axe of Robin. And after I go to sleep. Day 16, Demetrius visit me, and he asking me what I prefer to do with my cave, and he give to me options. A cave that attract mushroom, or a cave that attract fruit bats. Of course, I choose the mushrooms. After he left, I start watering my crops, and I go to the cave. This time, I'll stay in the cave all day and try to go down as many floors as I can. However, unfortunately, I passed on floor 68 because the day ending at 2 a.m. At least I get level 4 mining and level 3 combat. Day 17, I start my day by watering my crops. After I go to Robin to return the lost axe that I find. And I go to the mine, I start for the floor 65. I reach the 70th floor and I got the master slingshot. But I continue and I reach the floor 75, but it start to be late, so I go back to my farm. I sold some mineral that I find and I go to bed. I got level for farming because I forget to show that in the morning I harvest 1 cauliflower. Day 18, I start the day like every other day by watering my crops. And today is the birthday of Pam, so I go to the saloon to buy a beer because it's one of her favorite gift. I go around trying to find her. And when I go inside of Pierre's shop, I see that Morris give coupons for 50% discount, so I take one and I go out. And I go to Joja Mart and I find the Pam there, so I gift her a beer. And after I go to the cave. On floor 78, I find a bone sword. And on floor 80, I get the Firewalker boots. After I go to my farm and I sold few stuff that I don't need. And I go to sleep. I got level 5 mining and I chose the passive that he give me 1 more ore. Day 19 is a raining day, so I decide to go directly to the cave. I start for the level 8 dough. On floor 83, I find a really good sword. With the name Yeti Tooth, he have really good stats, 26 to 40 to damage, plus for defense, plus 10 crit power, and plus 1 crit chance. So I continue to go more down, and I reach the floor 90. And on the treasure chest is a obsidian edge. Now I'm thinking about the weapon I find before. The Yeti Tooth, they don't have that much difference, and I don't know what is better. If you know what is better, leave a comment. So let's continue. So is steel early, and I continue to go more down, and I reach the floor 100. And in the treasure chest I find my first star drop. Now is late, so I go back to my farm, I sell some staff, and I go to sleep. And I get level for combat. Day 20 I start by watering my crops. And today is the birthday of Shane. So I go to the saloon and I buy beer for him. I start looking for him, but when I go to the beach, I find a book with the name Jack Be Nimble, Jack Be Thick. This book give +1 defense, so I read it. And when I go to the town, I find Shane, so I give him a gift that probably like it a lot. Then I go up to the mountains and I spend the rest of the day fishing. I go back to my farm and I sell the fish I caught and some gold bars that I farm in the mine, and I go to sleep. My foraging go up to level 3 and my fishing go up to level 8. Day 21 I start by watering my crops, and after I go to check the bookseller. He sell a lot of interesting books, but for now I will not buy because I go to Joja to buy the mine carts. After I spend the rest of the day inside the mine and I reach the floor 110 and I get the space boots. And I go back to my farm, I sold whatever I find, and I go to sleep. I see them fixing the mine carts, and I got level 6 mining and level 5 combat. Day 22 I start my day by watering my crops. After going into the cave, I smelted some metals and then continued to explore deeper into the cave. On the floor 115 I find a prismatic shard. I will keep it for now and don't donate it to the museum. Today, I finally reached the end of the cave and made it to floor 120, and I got the skull key. After I put some metals to smelt, I go back to my farm, sell whatever I find, and I go to sleep. Day 23, finally, my cauliflowers, they are ready, so I harvest them all. After I go to Clint and I open all my geodes. And I go back and forth to the Clint and the museum to donate as much artifacts I can. And the rest of the day I spend it by melting ores for tomorrow to craft quality sprinklers. And I go to sleep. I reach level 6 farming and I unlock the quality sprinklers. Day 24 is the flower dance event. I don't do that much things on my farm. I just clean little my farm and I go to the dance. I buy the rare crow and I speak to Luz to start the event. I stay there until the stop dancing and I go back to my farm. I sell few things and I craft 25 sprinkles before I go to sleep. I hope you like this video and have a good relaxing time. Thanks for watching.